Hi, I'm Marisa Inda. Thank you for subscribing to the Juggernaut YouTube channel, and check out our new apparel by clicking the link in the bio.
Should powerlifters do forced reps?
Forced reps are something that I generally try and avoid in the training of powerlifters. This is for a couple of reasons. One, it's very hard to gauge how forced the rep is, how much the spotter is actually taking away from it. When he's going to tell you that it's all you, bro, it might not really be all you, bro. And with so many other options, things like slingshots, reverse bands, for you to mechanically overload the movement that way, where it's a bit more trackable, a bit more consistent. Beyond that, I'd say there's just too high a chance of injury. Anytime you're dealing with a maximal, or in this case, supra-maximal load, you're going to increase the chance of injury. You're also going to increase the nervous system fatigue that's generated, and you have to obviously account for all of the different fatigue factors when you're trying to assess SRA, manage fatigue, and find the ideal frequency for your training.
Should I switch between double overhand, over-under, and if my hands get beat up, can I wear straps?
I remember back in 2011 when I started being coached by Josh Bryant. It was a huge increase in deadlift volume. Even though I was coming off doing the Juggernaut method, doing something as high volume as 5 sets of 10, Josh was having me go much heavier and all the way up to a max triple with 10 sets of 4 back down sets and other exercises after that, and my grip and my hands were getting destroyed. So while there's some merit in working up as much as you can with a double overhand grip before you switch to over-under to build grip strength, if you want to be the most specific you can be, I'd train at least your top sets with an over-under grip. Hold the last rep of each set at the top for a few extra seconds. And if your hands are really getting beat up by high volume deadlift training, don't be afraid to wear straps. And definitely, as long as you don't have a grip issue, wear straps and accessory movements, whether that's vert pull, bent over rows, all those. It's going to be totally okay to wear straps with those, assuming you do not have a grip issue.
How much do I need to train my lats and upper back for powerlifting?
The upper back and lats do play a significant role in powerlifting, but that role is general in nature. For the raw bench presser, it would be incorrect to think that the lats are a primary mover of the bar. The lats do not press, the lats pull. So during the bench press in particular, where the lats really get touted, a lot of that's carryover information from geared powerlifting, and the lats certainly do play a huge role in that. But a raw bench and a shirted bench are different movements. So the role of the lats for the raw bench is going to be stability, shoulder health, and providing some mechanical advantage by having a thicker torso. So you want to train your lats and upper back enough to support those qualities, but not so much that it takes away from the energy to devote to squat, bench press, and deadlift. So yes, a bigger and stronger back will help to a degree, but there's definitely a point of diminishing returns where you could train it too much and it would actually take away from your primary work.
Would there ever be a time that it makes sense to have a powerlifter compete doing high bar squats?
Having a powerlifter squat high bar in competition is not too rare, really, for the athletes that I deal with. It could be because of a shoulder mobility issue of people like Jake Johns, Kevin Torres, Andy Huang, who all squat high bar in competition. Now, for almost everyone, a low bar squat is going to be more advantageous. It's going to allow you to move more weight. But again, that is for almost everyone, not for everyone. So besides the individual's leverages and their personal strengths, if you have someone with really short femurs who's very well suited to squat high bar, it could be a good decision for them. The other case where it's often going to be a good choice to have people squat high bar, or at least do the overwhelming majority of their training high bar, is if their arms get beat up a lot by low bar squatting. Very common to have elbow pain, shoulder pain, forearm pain from a low bar squat position, and that can really hinder your bench press training. And since the goal of being a great power lifter is to build the biggest total, that means you're going to need a big squat, a big bench, and a big deadlift. So it's a bit of a give and take, deciding if low bar squatting gives more to your squat than it takes away from your bench press. So just keep that in mind while you're choosing how to train.
Which phase of training is it best to bulk or cut in?
So when you're looking at what type of dieting to associate with different phases of training, and keep in mind we're going to have Dr. Mike Israetel do a much more in-depth video on this exact topic, but you want to have body composition changes as far away from competition as possible. When you get into a peaking block, one, you don't want to be cutting then because you're going to have less energy to hit those heavy weights, but you also don't want to be changing your body's leverages, as one of the main goals of peaking is developing technical prowess. So hypertrophy, or a general training block, is going to be the best time to either bulk or cut. Obviously, hypertrophy by nature is bulking. It is building muscle, and you need to be in a caloric surplus to make that happen. If you want to cut during that block, it would then be better to call it a high volume training block. And it would be better to cut during that time too, because high volume training is going to consume more calories. So it's going to allow you to eat more calories while still maintaining a deficit.
What should I do if I miss reps in training?
If you fail to do the prescribed training for a day, let's say the plan is 5 sets of 8, first you need to identify how much of a failure was it. Did you do 5 sets or 4 sets of 7, 4 sets of 8, and 1 set of 7, and just barely missed that last rep? Then there's really nothing to worry about. Did you do 8, 8, 6, 5, 4? Then you're probably looking at having overreached your maximum recoverable volume and it being an appropriate time for a deload, or you need to maybe adjust your training frequency, giving yourself an extra day for recovery, because failure to do the prescribed reps by that significant margin would indicate that you're not properly recovering between overloading training sessions.
With the new Juggernaut online coaching programs, we've had a lot of questions about which program is right for you. So here's a quick synopsis of our 3 different levels of coaching. First, club programming. Club programming is great if you're just looking to add some more structure, some expert design to your strength training for powerlifting or weightlifting, but probably not the best decision if you're looking to compete in one of the other sports, or if you have a specific competition date in mind, as it's just more general, continuous programming. Team programming is our favorite option. Team programming gives you programming tailored to your size, strength, gender, experience, and goals, control over the timing of the training relative to your competition, and access to our team of coaches for video review. One-on-one programming is going to be your best bet if you need very personalized attention based on a unique competition schedule, injury history, or if you're just looking to make sure that everything is built as specifically as possible to you. So we have 3 different levels of programming, and one of them is definitely going to be a great fit for you to help you improve in powerlifting or weightlifting.